Anger, as one of the most powerful emotions, can both serve as a driving force and be a source of destruction if left uncontrolled. The ancient wisdom of Buddhism, particularly through the teachings of the Buddha, offers valuable guidance on how to transform anger from a destructive emotion into a tool for growth, strength, and peace. The following lessons, inspired by Buddhist wisdom, will not only help manage anger, but also foster a more harmonious and balanced life. 1. Self-reflection as a superpower. Buddha's teachings emphasize self-reflection as a cornerstone of understanding anger. Often, our anger is not simply about the immediate trigger, but rooted in deeper issues such as unmet expectations, past traumas, or even self-doubt. When we take time to examine our thoughts and emotions, we gain insights into the underlying causes of our anger. This process involves asking questions like, why am I angry? What am I really upset about? Or, is there a pattern here? For example, a person who frequently feels angered by their partner's behavior may realize that the anger stems from past experiences of neglect in childhood, rather than the partner's actions themselves. By identifying these triggers, one can address them constructively instead of letting anger control their behavior. Personal insight. In my own journey, self-reflection has been instrumental in managing anger. I remember a time when a colleague's dismissive tone instantly sparked rage in me. Through reflection, I realized my reaction was not just about that single moment. It was a culmination of unresolved frustrations at being undervalued in past jobs. Once I addressed this inner struggle, I found myself reacting less emotionally in similar situations. 2. Reclaiming your power from others' opinions. Many of us allow the words or actions of others to dictate our emotional states. This not only gives power over our emotions to external factors, but also disrupts our inner peace. Buddhist wisdom teaches us that we should maintain control over our reactions and not let others dictate our feelings. For instance, if someone criticizes our appearance or work, our natural reaction may be to become defensive or angry. Instead of reacting impulsively, we should practice taking a step back and viewing their comments as merely expressions of their own perspective, not as definitive truths about us. Illustrative story. In a well-known Buddhist parable, a man insults the Buddha, yet the Buddha remains calm. When questioned about his calmness, he explains that just as a gift remains with the giver, if it is not accepted, insults do not affect us if we do not let them. This story serves as a reminder to protect our peace by choosing how we respond to negativity. 3. Ignorance at the core of anger. A significant source of anger is ignorance, a lack of understanding about ourselves, others, or a situation. This often arises from misconceptions or assumptions that distort our perception. The Buddha emphasized seeking knowledge and clarity to dispel such ignorance. If someone cuts us off in traffic, our initial response might be anger, assuming they are inconsiderate. However, if we learn that the driver was rushing to a hospital emergency, our perspective would likely change. The anger dissipates because the initial assumption was replaced with understanding. Practical approach. The next time you feel anger arising, pause and question whether you fully understand the situation. What assumptions are you making? Are there other explanations? 4th, acknowledge anger as a natural emotion. Anger is a natural human response, and denying or suppressing it can be counterproductive. Buddhism teaches the importance of acknowledging our anger without judgment, understanding that it is a part of our human experience. When we accept our anger, we allow ourselves to feel it and understand its source. This prevents the buildup of repressed emotions, which could eventually explode in unhealthy ways. Think of anger like a storm. It's temporary, and if we let it pass without adding fuel, it subsides on its own. Real-life example. In dealing with anger toward a friend who betrayed me, I initially felt ashamed for being angry. But by acknowledging the anger and understanding it was rooted in my feelings of hurt and loss, I was able to approach the situation with a sense of compassion rather than letting the anger consume me. 5. The freedom of forgiveness. Holding on to anger is like carrying a burden that weighs us down. Forgiveness is not about condoning others' actions, but about liberating ourselves from the chains of resentment. When we forgive, we release the grip that anger has on our hearts. Consider someone who holds a grudge for years because of a slight. The ongoing bitterness can manifest as stress or even physical illness. However, by choosing to forgive, we free ourselves from this negativity and allow for emotional healing. Personal experience. I once harbored resentment toward a family member for an old conflict. It wasn't until I chose to forgive that I felt a profound sense of relief and freedom. Forgiveness did not change the past, but it changed my emotional state and improved my well-being. Transforming anger into growth. The journey to mastering anger is not about eradicating the emotion, but rather transforming it into a source of strength and growth. Each of these lessons, from self-reflection to gratitude, offers practical tools for cultivating a more peaceful, balanced life. By embracing these practices, we learn that anger can be a valuable teacher, revealing areas in need of healing and offering opportunities for personal development. As we grow in our ability to manage our emotions, we contribute not only to our well-being, but also to creating a more harmonious world. The Buddha's teachings remind us that anger, when understood and channeled constructively, is no longer a destructive force. Instead, it becomes an opportunity for profound growth and healing.